Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, everybody, depending on where you are. So earlier today in my story, I issued a challenge for everybody to try to say dogs and see if you came up with an S sound, like it's written at the end of the word, or not. And so my my bet or my expectation was that you couldn't authentically say it how we spell it, because you either said the Z sound, like dogs, has a little Z on the end, or you said like dogs, which the G, said dogs, which the G is not really there anymore, but you got the S sound. And so let's go over why. And so in the mouth, there are certain sounds that we can make in different parts of our mouths, and sometimes we use the same part of the mouth to make the same sound, but we just vocalize a sound, meaning kind of like add our vocal cords, vocal vibrations to the sound. And so let's just do it with examples. That's the best way to go. So for example, we have the F, we have F. So I'm not really using my vocal cords, I'm just pushing out air. Now I'm gonna add some vocal vibrations to it. And now I have a V sound. So F and V are made at the same part of the mouth. Yeah, we also have like T, T, and then adding some stuff to it, some sauce. We have D. So T, D is the vocalized version of T. We have P for P. Then we have B, the B, vocalized version of P. And then we have K, K. And then when we vocalize that K that's happening in the back part of our mouths, we get K, K, G, 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 the G sound. And then finally, we have S. I'm going to vocalize it. So getting that Z sound. And so dog in itself is made up of D, O, and G. And for the record, vowels are also all vocalized. And so that whole word is made up of vocalized sounds, meaning we are adding some sauce down here to those sounds. And in particular, when we get to the G, of course it's vocalized. And so when we end up at the S, we're already doing all this vibrating, all this vocalizing, and the S wants to conform to being vocalized like, the other sounds, in particular the G, since that's the last sound before the S. And so the S turns into its vocalized version, Z, to conform to the G that's coming before. So it's like dogs. Now, if you said dogs and got the dogs or dogs, and got the S sound at the end, it's probably because something else happened. That G is no longer G. Try whispering dogs and see what happens. You got the S sound at the end, but actually that G is no longer really a G. What happened to it? It became more of a K sound, the dogs. The K kind of slides into the S, but dogs is no longer the full G that we had before. So there's your little lesson on vocalized and unvocalized sounds.